excited that you're here. This is gonna be great. Today is gonna be a super fun day because we get to do something that I know that pretty much all of you, no, definitely all of you are actually pretty good at. I'm not actually even gonna tell you what we're doing. I'm gonna let you figure it out. So to start off, we're gonna start off with a nice little problem here. So let's start off with adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Ooh, no. Plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Have you figured out what we're doing yet? Well, if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm just going to tell you, we are working on some multiplication. So instead of going 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, let's just count up how many 3s I've written here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 3s. All right, so with 13 3s, we could sit here and add them all together if you wanted. However, I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to think of this more as 3 times 13 because it's 3 13 times. So we're just going to talk about some different ways that we could possibly solve this problem. There's a couple different ways. I want to start off by showing you what's called the traditional way of doing it. And it's the way us old folks learned how to do it way back in the day, back when we were youngsters. But it is pretty simple and it tends to be right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write the bigger number on the top. And then right below it over here, I'm going to write the littler number, smaller number. And then we're gonna go across. We're gonna start by going up and down. And then we're gonna go from here over to here. I don't know what you call it, across? Sure, we'll call it across. So I'm going to do 3 times 3. You might already be thinking in your head, well, that one's 9. And you would be correct. It is 9. And then 3 times 1 is 3. And look at that, we have our answer. And quite possibly one of the best 3s I've ever written. It's pretty good. Moving on. But Mr. James, what if the numbers are a little bit bigger? Let's test it out. What if I wanted you to do 7 times 28? Oof. I'm done. Can't do it. Don't know how. Nope, won't do it. That's too big. But it's not. Let's do it together. So using the same method, 7 times 28, we're going to write the 28 beautifully nice and large right up there on top. And then we're going to draw our little thing and we're going to put a little X there. 7 times 8, 56. So I'm going to put a 6 down here. And then I'm going to carry that 5 up over here. That's the really important part. Carrying that 5 is really easy to forget. Moving on, 7 times 2, because as we remember, we're still going to do from here to here, and then from here to here. So 7 times 2 is 14. I might want to write that number down. Next, I need to carry this 5. Now, we carry 5s and any number that we're going to carry the same way that we carry them when we're adding. We simply add them back to the end product here. So 14 plus 5 is 19. So our answer is 196. Oh, but Mr. James, oh, that was too many, that was so many steps. I don't even know what, I don't even know where to begin. That's okay, I got you. I want you to select over here. I'm going to ask you a quick poll question. I'm going to ask you, which way is your favorite method that you learned to solve multiplication problems? I like that one too. Do I know which one you selected? No, but I kind of like them all. They're all kind of cool. So let's show you another way of solving 7 times 28. We could use what's called the area model. In this case, I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'm going to put a 7 over here, and then I'm going to split this in half, and I'm going to put a 20 right there, and an 8 right here. Now, 7 times 20. Oh! It's still pretty big, but luckily there's a 0 there, so it's nice and easy. We just think 7 times 2, and we put 14, and then we have to add that 0 on there. So we get 140. Next, all we have to do is add multiply our 7 times our 8 to get to 56. And then we simply add these numbers together. 140 plus 56 will get us to a grand whopping total of 6. 5 plus 4 is 9, and 1 plus nothing is 1. To 196. If we scroll back up, it matches. It's almost like they both get you to the same answer. Oh, it's wonderful. We're going to try a little bit harder. We're going to ramp up the difficulty here. So let's say Mr. James is really mean to you, and I give you 32 times 13. Ooh. I can't do it? Nope. But yes you can. So there's a couple different ways we could do it. We could choose what's called US traditional way, which is the way that we were just doing it way up here. US traditional, hip hip hooray. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So for this one, we're going to start by we're just going to focus on the ones column, or the 3 right here. We're going to focus on that one first. And then we're going to go up here. We're going to multiply those, and we're going to multiply these ones over here. And then we're going to think, okay, now I need to focus on this 1, which it looks like a 1. It's written like a 1, but it's actually in the tens place. And that is super important. That means everything that we do with this number is actually a 10. So there's a secret way of doing that. And some of you might already be thinking, Mr. James, I know what it is. Can I say it? Go for it. Say it out loud. There's nobody around you. We're distance. I can't hear you. I'm from the past. Go for it. So let's just solve this one. If you would like to pause the video right here and try to solve this one on your own, I encourage you to do that. However, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to solve it for you. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. And then, this is that special bit that I was talking about. Because we're dealing with a 10 here, doesn't look like it, but it is. Because we're dealing with a 10, we're going to go ahead and just add a 0 here. Because when we multiply anything by 10, we just add a 0. So if we do this as though it's a 1, if we multiply it as though it's a 1, and we just add that 0 at the end, it'll be like we did it with 10s the whole time. 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 3 is 3. And then we're just going to add all these together. 6 plus 0 is 6. 9 plus 2 is 11, so we're going to have to carry that 1. And 3 plus 1 is 4, leaving us at a grand, lovely total of 416. Next, I'm going to have you do the same problem, but I'm going to let you choose one other method to do it. So take out your piece of paper that you have around. Be writing this along with me. We're going to do 32 times 13. This is also a great way of just checking your answer. Going through and trying something more than one way is an awesome way to have the answer shown to you more than once and verified by your own work more than once. So that way, if you made some small little mistake, it's not too big of a deal. So I'm going to show you what's called the lattice method. That one's actually one of my favorite methods. And fun fact about Mr. James, he actually did not know how to do this until Miss Campbell taught him how to do it. So we're going to first go make a little box like this. Because we are multiplying 2 digits by 2 digits, we're going to make sure that there's 2 spots open on each edge. 2 and 2. Next, we're going to draw some lattice line. So we're going to start in the corner of our drawing, and we're going to extend those lines out like this. There we go. Nice and easy. So now we're just going to write a 3. Let's get a different color here. We're going to do purple. We're going to write a 3, and we're going to write a 2 to represent our 32. Then we're going to do a 1 and a 3 to represent 13. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in the blanks. Now over here, I'm going to have you actually do this on your own, okay? I want you to do this on your own to the best that you can. If you don't remember how to do it, that's okay. Follow along. I am, however, going to have a question right here, and it's going to ask you what number belongs in this triangle right here. What number belongs in this triangle? So go ahead and select that number right over here. Cool, yeah, exactly, you're right. Let's go through it together and I'll show you how to solve it. Here we go. So let's just do this one by one. 2 times 1 is 2. So I'm gonna put a 0 here and a 2 here. 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm gonna put a 0 here and a 6 there. Next, 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. Now we're going to go across and we're going to add diagonally. Everything's going to be added diagonally. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do red. 6 plus nothing diagonally happening here at all. So 6 plus nothing is 6. Next we're going to go 9 plus 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. So we're going to have to put a 1 here, and we're going to carry that other 1 up into the next category. 1 plus this extra 1 that we carried is 2. And 0 plus nothing is 0. So we arrive at the answer. Oh, Mr. James made a mistake. Everyone, see if you can find where Mr. James made a mistake. I would like you to go ahead, and I'm going to circle these, and I'm going to label these different quadrants. So this quadrant right here is quadrant number 1. This quadrant right here is quadrant number 2. This quadrant right here is quadrant number 3. And this quadrant right here is quadrant number 4. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to ask you, which quadrant did I make an error in? If you already know, cool. The question's coming up. If you don't, take a look at your problem and see where mine might look a little different. Go for it. Yeah, definitely. Made a mistake, and that mistake is right here in quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 1, I wrote a 4 or a 1, and I should have written a 3, changing our final answer from 216 to 416. And that actually matches our other one. You know the chances of getting a problem wrong twice? Pretty low. I'm going to leave you guys with a challenge. I'm going to let you input a number right over here in just a second. Okay, this is not going to be easy. I'm going to let you choose the method of multiplication that you'd like to use, and you are going to solve this. 912 times 362. You may input your best try at an answer right over there using whatever method you want, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for showing up today, guys. I'm excited to work with you tomorrow, and I will see you then. Bye.